style, is it actually, are you going back to the way you used to fight, or are you still going to use what you've learned preparing for Broner that can still possibly work on Living Nets?
I mean, we're gonna do whatever it takes to get the victory. We're gonna do whatever it takes to hit and not get hit, and get the victory as soon as possible. So whatever it takes, that's we're gonna apply all my experience, everything I've learned, everything I've done, and we're just gonna do our best to get the victory.
Got it. Now, when the fight was first canceled, you were very upset, understandably. A lot of people, there's been back and forth about it, but I think you know more than anything what was going on behind the scenes. Looking back on it, do you feel you still had the appropriate response, or do you feel more sympathy now that you've calmed down a little bit and had a couple days to think about it?
Oh no, yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what happened with Broner, but it's I guess people don't understand that when you're slated to fight somebody, your camps and your lives become really intertwined. And it's not like I was out spying on him or trying to get info on him or anything, but people that are close to his camp, close to my camp, people talk.
Right.
So we'd been hearing that he was out still partying, drinking, and doing all these things. The reason why I got so mad is because I've been putting in the work. Ever since I got diagnosed last year, I've been going through hell and back, and to get my mind right, to be able to go through camp and deal with the struggles of camp, and deal with my own mental health struggles on top of the struggles of camp and everything. So yeah, I found it really offensive for him to all of a sudden talk about mental health. If you look at his social media, when have he ever talked about mental health before? He's too busy partying, filming himself at parties and drinking and doing all these things. Why wouldn't he talk about mental health? So that's why I took offense, and not just myself, but because I know that so many people are actually struggling with mental health and are going through things because of mental health. So for him to just try and downplay it like that and use it as a cop-out because of his own, undiscipline or you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's what pissed me off. I mean, if he is looking after himself, then I commend him, and I'm happy for him and I'm proud of him, and I'm glad that he is. But if not, then that's just the lowest he could do.
Now, you just mentioned that your camps being intertwined like that. So when you're hearing stuff like that, how hard is it to keep focused when you're like, I know I'm doing the work, but I'm hearing he's out partying and everything. This could potentially jeopardize the fight. How did that impact your camp and your focus when you're leading up to this fight?
It doesn't. I mean, I committed myself to the fight. I committed myself to the promotion, to PPC, to Mr. Al Heyman. So I gave him my word, and I was just fulfilling my part of the deal.
Got it. Now, you mentioned before, we know mental health, it can manifest in so many different ways. Do you think it's still possible that the stuff that Broner was doing was just self-destructive behavior and that still falls under mental health? Or do you feel like we can't really give him the benefit of the doubt based on the history you have with him so far?
Oh no, it's like I've always said too. We all know that he obviously has mental health issues, but he's had all this time to face them. That's why I'm saying he's had all this time to face his mental health issues and take care of himself and do all these things. He has all the resources. He could very easily go talk to a counselor, go seek help, put himself in therapy or something. So the fact that he pulls this 5 days from the fight, it doesn't sit well with me, especially after we hear that he's been out doing things that he's not supposed to because he's supposed to be in camp, and then he tries to downplay mental health, I feel like it was just a slap in the face to all of us.
I think some of us kind of assumed that you heard beforehand, but did you actually hear it the same time we heard it on social media when he pulled out?
I think I heard something the night before, but it wasn't, it wasn't concrete.
Got it, got it. All right, so looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. Both of you mentioned this is going to be a war. I know you're prepared for that. Now, I think also with your mental health, you know that there's life outside of boxing, which I think that's a big difference that we've seen with you now. How do you think your career would have been different if you had your mindset that you have now, starting out 15, 20 years ago? How different do you think your career would be, if any?
It's useless to think about because I don't know. I probably wouldn't even be fighting. I probably wouldn't be boxing.
Got it, got it. Omar, appreciate this. Will be my first time seeing you fight on Saturday, so very much looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.